All right, let's dive right into this explainer with a question that honestly sounds like it belongs at a movie theater snack bar.
So, did you guess it? The answer is the binturong, this really strange and wonderful creature from Southeast Asia. But that's just a little taste. The animal kingdom is absolutely packed with these incredible, almost unbelievable extremes. So today, we're going to explore some of the most curious facts from nature's own Book of Extremes.
First up, we're going to start by looking inside, at the fundamental biological hardware that makes these animals tick. From hearts to breath, you're about to see that there is way more than one way to build a body.
I mean, just look at the sheer difference in engineering here. The octopus is so complex, it actually needs 3 separate hearts, 2 just for its gills and then a main one for its body. But the jellyfish, it gets by and thrives with 0 hearts. It just uses simple diffusion to get nutrients where they need to go. It's a perfect example of 2 totally different yet equally successful paths to survival. Think you know what sweat is? Think again. The hippopotamus secretes this thick, pink, oily fluid that people often call blood sweat. Now, it's not actually blood or sweat, but get this. It acts as both a natural sunscreen and an antibiotic. Meanwhile, our good old dogs don't sweat at all to cool down. They pant. It just goes to show you how even the most basic biological functions have these wildly different solutions in nature.
Okay, let's talk about holding your breath. The undisputed champion is the sperm whale. It's capable of diving for up to 90 minutes on a single breath, hunting giant squid way down in the deep. And the total opposite? An insect. It physically cannot hold its breath. So why is that? Well, that brings us to our next slide.
See, insects don't have lungs like we do. Instead, they've got this incredible system of tiny holes all over their body called spiracles. Oxygen flows directly to their tissues through this network. It's an unbelievably efficient system, but it means there's no off switch. They are, in a sense, always breathing, which leads to another really key difference.
This really all comes down to control. A diving seal has such incredible mastery over its own body that it can voluntarily slow down or even briefly stop its heart to save oxygen on a deep dive. Now compare that to an insect's heart. It's just a simple tube that pumps automatically, completely outside of the insect's control.
Okay, so let's move from the inside out. Now we're going to look at the external features and the super senses that animals have evolved to navigate their worlds. We're calling this the ultimate survival toolkit. First up, the chameleon. Its tongue is a biological marvel. Seriously, it can be twice its body length, and it shoots out like a rocket to catch its prey. Then, on the other end of the spectrum, you have the sloth. Its simple, short tongue is perfectly suited for its slow-moving lifestyle of just munching on leaves. 2 different needs, 2 very different tools.
And the chameleon's superpowers don't stop there. Its eyes can move independently of each other, giving it a full 360-degree view of the world. It can literally look forwards and backwards at the exact same time. This is in stark contrast to the owl, whose eyes are totally fixed in its skull, giving it powerful but very narrow tunnel vision.
When we think of strength, we probably picture lions or bears, right? But pound for pound, the mantis shrimp is a true contender. Its punch accelerates with the force of a rifle bullet just to smash open shells. And the weakest grip? Well, that probably belongs to the slug, which relies on slime, not strength, to get around its world.
So how do you listen without ears? Well, if you're a spider, you just use the tiny little hairs on your legs. They are so sensitive they can pick up vibrations in the air, which lets spiders hear sounds from all the way across a room. Snakes, which also don't have external ears, have pretty poor hearing in the traditional sense. They mostly just sense vibrations through the ground.
Creating your own light has got to be one of nature's coolest tricks. The firefly uses a chemical reaction, it's called bioluminescence, to attract mates. Now contrast that with an animal built for a completely different environment, the camel. It's an absolute master of endurance, but it has 0 ability to produce its own light. Okay, for our final section, we are going into a rapid-fire round of some of the absolute strangest, most shareable facts about animal survival and biology. Let's get weird. This one is truly mind-bending. The wood frog can survive being frozen completely solid. Its heart stops, its breathing stops. It's basically a frog-shaped ice cube. Then, when the spring thaw comes, it just wakes up and hops away. On the flip side, a tropical gecko is so specialized for warmth that even a mild cold snap can be lethal. Turtles have this amazing metabolic trick. For short bursts, they can function anaerobically, which just means without oxygen. That's how they can survive underwater for so long.
A bird, with its incredibly high energy needs for flight, is the exact opposite. It requires a constant, massive supply of oxygen just to keep its muscles working.
So how do you survive in the desert? Well, if you're a kangaroo rat, you simply never drink water. Ever. You get all the moisture you need just by metabolizing dry seeds. Now, compare that to the hippo, which is so dependent on water that its skin will literally crack, and it will die if it can't stay submerged.
And we just have to end on one of the absolute strangest facts in the entire animal kingdom. The wombat, because of its unique intestinal structure, produces cube-shaped poop to mark its territory. It's this fascinatingly complex digestive process, especially when you remember an animal like the jellyfish, which has no specialized digestive system at all and just expels waste as simple liquid.
So let's just recap a few of the incredible contrasts we've seen. We've got the octopus with 3 hearts versus the jellyfish with none. The chameleon's 360-degree view versus the owl's tunnel vision. The kangaroo rat that needs 0 water and the hippo that needs constant water. I mean, each comparison shows a completely different solution to the puzzle of survival. The diversity is just staggering.
And that's really the key takeaway here, isn't it? Every single one of these weird traits is actually a perfect solution to a very specific environmental problem. What we might look at as an extreme is, for that animal, simply what it means to be normal, to be perfectly adapted to its world.
Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on. If every animal is an extreme in some way, from the popcorn-scented binturong to the cube-pooping wombat, what does normal even mean? Maybe, just maybe, it doesn't exist at all.